And we continue to follow breaking news right now at 9, a historic decision from President Biden. He announced on social media today he is no longer running for re-election. Biden also threw his support behind Vice President Kamala Harris to take his place at the top of the Democratic ticket. Good evening, I'm Jewel Hillary in for Jackie Bang.
And I'm Tamon Bradley. WGN's Brona Tumulty joins us with the latest on a day not seen in American politics for several generations. Brona, good evening.
Good evening, guys. Yeah, it's certainly been a busy one. After weeks of speculation about how things would move forward in this election and insistence from President Biden that he'd be staying in the race in spite of an arguably catastrophic debate in June, a low-key social media-led about-face today, the president removing his name from the Democratic ticket, capping more than 50 years of service to the American people. A social media post sending shockwaves through the country today as President Joe Biden brought his re-election campaign to an end, saying, "I believe it is in the best interest of my party and the country for me to stand down and to focus solely on fulfilling my duties as president for the remainder of the term." His Republican rival, Donald Trump, quick to react, saying all those around him, including his doctor and the media, knew that he wasn't capable of being president. But many offered messages of support for a man who spent decades in the political sphere with 36 years in the Senate and 8 as second in command to President Obama, who also weighed in today, saying President Biden has pointed us away from the 4 years of chaos, falsehood and division that had characterized Donald Trump's administration. Through his policies and his example, Joe has reminded us of who we are at our best, a country committed to old-fashioned values like trust and honesty, kindness and hard work. The main question now becomes who'll top the Democratic ticket in November. In a separate social media post, Biden also threw his support behind his VP, with Kamala Harris thanking the president for his commitment to his country and adding, "I am honoured to have the president's endorsement and my intention is to earn and win this nomination." A Kamala Harris presidency would make her the first female and first woman of colour to hold the highest office. While she's likely in the best position to become the Democratic nominee, there's no guarantee, with some members of Congress not quite ready to endorse her.
I want to see what others are, who else is going to step into the ring today. I don't want to get out in front of, anybody else who's going to jump in. But all that being said, she's a formidable candidate.
For those heading to the polls in a few months, this news brings some concerns, but a sense of relief.
I felt like I was in a position where I was stuck between two people that I really didn't want to vote for, so it gives you a little bit more hope.
I'm very nervous and scared about the next candidates because we've heard like Pritzker maybe.
I'm way more comfortable and confident that she can get the job done than that President Biden could.
I wish him well, but his foreign policy, I'm glad he's out for that purpose.
And with a fast approaching DNC, all eyes are fixed on Chicago and how things will play out with the delegates.
I think what probably will still happen is they'll do the virtual roll call at the beginning of August to get a sense of where the state delegates are. And at that point, we'll know whether or not they'll be casting their votes for Vice President Harris or for others. I think it's important that there's a recognition that a process will play out as opposed to an anointing of a nominee, because that does look undemocratic.
Tonight, Mayor Brandon Johnson amongst those endorsing Kamala Harris. We've also learned this evening Act Blue, a major Democratic fundraising platform, has racked up almost $30 million in donations since President Biden's announcement. Meanwhile, the president did say he will be addressing the nation in the coming days, but it's not yet clear exactly when he plans to do that.
Thank you, Brona.
Thanks, Brona.